Thank you so much, Ray and Chairman Scott, for your words of wisdom. I'm Talitha Halley, Communities and Schools National Board Member and alumna. I'm joined here with Evelyn Anastasio Garcia, who's a current student of CIS Atlanta and a graduating senior. I remember long ago, exactly 10 years this year, when I was graduating from high school, and I was so excited about starting at Howard and being an adult, which, if I do say so myself, is completely overrated. Evelyn is joined by Jeanette Lopez, her site coordinator. Thank you both for taking time out of your day to join us. Evelyn, I'd like to get this conversation started with you. Tell us what the past year or 2 years have been like for you as you've experienced virtual learning, a contentious election, and the country's most recent racial reckoning. Evelyn?
Hi, my name is Evelyn. Well, for me, the past 2 years, they have been difficult because at first I thought that virtual learning was gonna be easy, but then when we started doing our work, that's when everything started for me. I started giving up on school. I wasn't planning to graduate. I was just planning to just give up. Well, that's when I met Jonathan. I met him towards the end of March when all the coronavirus thing started.
Give me a second, baby. So Jonathan was the person that was working at CIS. Then, like, Jonathan is a very good friend of mine. He was working the first semester. That's how Evelyn met him because he was working with them. The next semester, I took over, but I had been volunteering with CIS just to give a little context. Sorry about that, baby. Keep going.
Yeah, like I said, that's when I met Jonathan towards the end of March when everything was getting shut down, the schools got shut down. That's when we started virtual learning. That's when they offered their help to me. They offered their house, their time. They would give up their
Who's
free
they?
time. My site coordinator, Jeanette, and Jonathan, they provided their house for me. They provided me food, and they gave up their free time with being with friends and family to be with me and help me graduate on time. And
Was it just you?
it was not just me; it was other peers. So it was like a full house for
So,
them.
so can you give us like a little bit of context on how the setup was? Can you describe that?
Like how y'all prepared us.
No, like how we set up the house, like physically, like todas las mesas y todo.
We came to their house. They have a big porch at the back. They set it up tables, computers. They provided us with their Wi-Fi from home. They provided us with snacks, drinks, and with materials like notebooks, pencils, and they would have other friends volunteer and come and help us get our work done. So like math, science, reading, or even so logging into our computers because some of us couldn't log in, or we would have trouble with the Wi-Fi at home, and they would provide us with the things we didn't have at home.
What about talk a little bit about when we did the parent meetings. Remember that?
Oh yes. At first, when they started the program, they had parents come in because some of our parents were confused, including my mom. She was one of the first person that she was confused. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know like what were we doing at her house. So that's when Janet came in. She grabbed all the parents, sat them in like one room, and she explained each one of them what this program was and what it was gonna do with us. Like they explained that they were gonna help us like get to where we need to be. And that's when my mom she calmed down a little bit and she trusted Janet with having me at her house.
Um, so
Thank you.
I want to, yeah, like
Sorry, I didn't to
yeah.
step. No worries. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Evelyn. As adults, we hardly get the opportunity to hear directly from students who are actually in school. Your voice is super important and critical to this conversation. Jeanette, we've heard from Evelyn about what life has been like for her. Can you please share with us your CIS story and how you started working with students like Evelyn? I know you talked a little bit about it already, but give us a full
Yeah.
picture.
So first of all, like I feel like I always have something to say about everything, and today you guys have me speechless, really. Um, I always say like show don't tell, right? So I like to work quietly, but I think Evelyn is a person that there is a reason of why I'm helping her. And I'm going to read it because I told everybody that we were going to represent, and I don't say that lightly too. We represent. So we're here, and and that's why I wrote this. And I'm just gonna read it because otherwise I'm gonna go on a tangent and talk a lot. And this is my piece for it. So I'm just gonna read what I wrote. I said, I believe in all my students. Um, I believe in them and in their potential intentionally. And I do that with the hope that one day they will believe in themselves and they will believe in their potential. I believe in site coordinators because I invited my mentor and the Jeanette, um, like the mentor that was like to me, my mentor, like she was invited into the space. I hope she's here. Her name is Alba Gutierrez. Um, and so I believe in site coordinators because Alba Gutierrez believed in me once upon a time when I didn't even believe in myself, even though she saw that I didn't know how to give up because that was never an option. Um, she was my site coordinator and she just knew how to show up always. Always with like just saying like Janet, tú puedes, Janet, échale ganas, hey Janet, ¿qué onda? That was what I needed. And yeah, I mean she checked me when she needed to. She provided so much love for me and everybody, and she is so underappreciated, like in all the aspects. Like they should really like pay her in diamonds or something. I don't know. But so I don't have all the answers for on how to do things or how to show up because I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I just know how I work, and sometimes sometimes it's beyond me. Like I do everything that I can because I believe in these children, but sometimes like I realize that I can't do anything. But I will always try and continue because there's just things that go above me. Sometimes it's not their time, I believe. Um, but I think what helps with that is that the truth, I think, or the solution lies in the small details. I'm a very detailed oriented person. Like I told Evelyn, listen, I'll show you the thing. Like I even brought her some toilet paper because I feel like she was gonna cry. I was like, here, girl, I got you. Um, anyway, that's just the funny part. But I always tell my students, what do I always tell you? The 10%.
That
Give me
10%, she's gonna give you 3,000.
What does that mean?
Sí,
Pues dilo en español si quieres.
sí, ella te da 10%. Si tú le das 10%, ella te da
3,000.
3,000.
Sí. And like you told me what that meant because you understood, but right now you're nervous and I get it. This is a lot. But what that means is that if they give me 10% effort, I will give them 3,000 effort because I see it. If they just give me a little bit of grain, I'll do my best because why they trusted me. And that is big to me, And this work can be so taxing for so many reasons. And, but to me, it's not because I build capacity in doing things I genuinely love because I'm a genuine person. And that's how I build capacity because people come to me from all different schools and like I have so many people that come to me and I'm just like, whoa, like, thank you for trusting me. But like, oh my gosh, like this is the focus right now. And like, and that's why I'm terrible with my email because I get so many and just say, okay, replies fast, like schedules the sends and everything. But I try to work around it and organize myself in a strategic way to make sure that I take care of the people that I love and believe in and And Evelyn is one of them. I told her that.
That's the story of psych coordinator and student relationship that we always see. And I definitely can empathize with your psych coordinator relationship with, your own mentor, because I've had that relationship as well, like so many other students. And so before we run out of time, I just want to thank you, Jeanette. And Evelyn, I like to end the conversation with you. You're about to graduate from high school, and I know that all students dread this question, but what are you looking forward to after graduation?
Oh, okay. What do you look forward after graduation?
Well, after graduation, I look forward to going into college to start my career in nursing, because that, as when I met Jeanette, she asked me what did I want to be in the future. That was my first response. But I had a reason why I wanted to start that career, because in my family, I had two family members that I lost. One, it was due to cancer, and the other one, it was due to, I don't know if y'all know, HIV. So that was one of my majors. I told Janae, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to do nursing. I want to help people get better. I don't want nobody to go through what I went through, like in the past few years. And the sad thing is that I both lost them in like on March. And on March is supposed to be a special day because that's my birthday in March 14th. And well, like the last few birthdays I had to, like, I had a depressed birthday. And I had well,
Yes, okay. No te preocupes. Chilla. Ya te dije. Pues está bien.
If I may interject, I did have another question that might help round us out. What advice do you have for adults as we think about ways to improve education for all students? And what do you think we should keep in mind?
Párate. Respira. Está bien. Okay.
What advice I have for adults is that never leave us alone, because even us as teenagers, we always need of an advice from an adult, or we just need somebody to push us forward. Because like I said, when I was in school, I was like, oh, I want to give up on school, because I didn't have no motivation from none of my teachers, nor my principal, or like even though my counselors, they didn't help me in anything. They were just like, oh, if you graduate, you graduate. That's on you. And then that's when I met Jonathan. He gave me that push that I needed to graduate, and he helped me. He gave me all the resources with Jeanette. And my advice for adults, it's like to never leave us alone, because we always need a little, but we always need something from you all.
No, yo aquí estoy, mi amor.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and spending time with us today and letting us into your world. I know how important these relationships are and how tough it is. And I don't know how tough it is to go to school and virtual learning, but I thought that working from home was going to be super fun. And it wasn't, because there's an expiration date on everything. But thank you so much for being with us. This was a super important and enriching conversation.